Scrolling endlessly on social media, or your favorite cake being cut in front of you, or maybe playing video games. Do you know what do all these things have in common? They give you a rush of pleasure. And if you think that feeling is all thanks to a simple pleasure chemical called dopamine, that's not true at all. What's up, everyone? You're watching Learning Psychology. And today we're going on a journey deep into the human psyche to uncover the truth about dopamine. And what we find might just change the way you see yourself. The biggest myth. Let's get one of the biggest myths out of the way first. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical. That's the job of other neurotransmitters like endorphins and serotonin. Think of it this way. Have you ever craved something intensely, maybe a specific food or just one more episode of a show, but when you finally got it, the satisfaction was fleeting? That's the dopamine deception at play. Dopamine is the neurochemical of wanting or motivation. It's the driving force that propels you to seek out rewards. It's the chemical that says, this is important. Pay attention. Do it again. This is a crucial distinction from a psychological perspective. Dopamine and your personality. Why some people are thrill seekers, constantly chasing new experiences, while others prefer the comfort of routine. The answer may lie, in part, in their dopamine systems. Research suggests that individual differences in dopamine function are linked to personality traits. People with a more reactive dopamine system tend to score higher on traits like extroversion and openness to experience. They are more likely to be described as sensation seekers, driven by a desire for novelty and reward. It can also fuel curiosity, creativity, and the ambition to achieve lofty goals. The dopamine dilemma. Every day we make thousands of decisions, from the mundane to the life-altering, and dopamine plays a fascinating role in how we make them. Studies have shown that a surge in dopamine can make us decide faster, but with a significant trade-off, we become less accurate. It's as if dopamine lowers our decision threshold, pushing us to act on impulse rather than careful consideration. This can be beneficial in situations where speed is of the essence, but in our modern world filled with constant pings and notifications, this dopamine-fueled impulsivity often leads to regrettable choices. Dopamine also influences how we weigh the costs and benefits of our decisions. For those with lower dopamine levels, the perceived effort of a task might appear so large, making them more likely to avoid it. On the other hand, a boost in dopamine can shift our focus to the potential rewards, making us more willing to tackle a difficult challenge. This is one of the ways medications for ADHD, which increase dopamine effectiveness, are thought to work, not by directly enhancing cognitive ability, but by boosting the motivation to engage in demanding mental tasks. The dark side of wanting. This powerful wanting system is also at the heart of addiction. When we engage in highly stimulating activities like using certain drugs, gambling, or even compulsively using social media, our brain is flooded with dopamine. This creates a powerful memory of the experience and a strong desire to repeat it. And guess what? Over time, the brain adapts. The dopamine receptors become less sensitive, and you need more of the stimulus to get the same wanting signal. The brain's reward system can become so focused on the addictive behavior that it loses the ability to find pleasure in everyday activities. This is why people struggling with addiction often lose interest in hobbies and relationships that once brought them joy. How to detox from dopamine. Dopamine fasting, or a dopamine detox, originally proposed by California psychiatrist Dr. Cameron Sepa, is basically the idea of abstaining from pleasurable activities to reset your brain. While the name is a bit of a misnomer, the underlying psychological principle has some merit. Let me explain. You can't actually eliminate dopamine, nor would you want to. The key is balance. Constant overstimulation of our modern world can leave us feeling burnt out and desensitized. Taking a deliberate break from highly stimulating behaviors like endless scrolling or binge watching can help us regain a sense of balance. So the real goal is not to eliminate dopamine, but to reduce impulsive, problematic behaviors and allow your brain's reward system to reset or resensitize so you can once again find pleasure in less intense or more natural activities. Think of it as stepping away from fast food dopamine to regain your appetite for healthy meal dopamine. Identify and target your compulsive behaviors. The first step in any behavioral change is awareness. You need to pinpoint which specific high dopamine activities feel compulsive and are negatively impacting your life. Self-monitoring, a core component of CBT, involves observing and recording your own behavior to identify patterns and triggers. So here is what you need to do. Write down the behaviors you feel a compulsive urge to engage in. Common examples include endless social media scrolling, binge-watching shows, compulsive gaming, emotional eating, especially sugary or processed foods, online shopping, etc. Then ask yourself, do I do this automatically without thinking? Do I lose track of time while doing it? Does it interfere with my work, sleep, or relationships? Do I feel a sense of emptiness or regret after? If the answer is yes, target specific goals. For example, instead of use my phone less, a specific target would be stop scrolling Instagram in bed or limit video games to 1 hour after dinner. But only targeting isn't enough. The book Atomic Habits says you need to make the task difficult. For example, if you can't stop video games on a console, unplug it after each session and put it in cupboard. Now, next time it's going to be difficult for you to play, and there would be very high chance of not playing at all. Similarly, you also need to fill the time with some healthier activities, for example, drawing, going for a walk in nature, exercising, or anything healthy. There are some other strategies that can be talked about as well, but I think these would work really well when just starting. So yeah, it's not about demonizing dopamine. It's about learning to work with it. By understanding its power, we can learn to channel its motivational force towards things that truly enrich our lives, whether it's pursuing a passion, building meaningful relationships, or simply finding joy in the present moment. The story of dopamine is the story of our own inner drive. And by understanding it, we can become better authors of our own lives. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Your little support on Patreon can really help me produce more amazing content. Until next video, keep learning.